But the thing that bothered me about the movie is Joe has no direction in his life, none. He, I thought I thought at the end of the movie, after he came back and did the gig, I thought for sure he was going to come back and embrace being a music teacher and helping the kids, because when that little girl came to his apartment and 22 was in his body and listened to the little girl play the trombone, she loved it. And I thought, well, maybe he's going to come back and figure, you know what, my purpose is to teach kids music. But it didn't come out that way at all. And then obviously Joe he's pretty self-centered and only cares about himself. Because even when he's at the barber shop, the barber, you know, tells him when he leaves, hey man, thanks for not talking about jazz, because that's all you do. Thanks for asking me about me, you selfish son of a bitch. Right? Now, let's get to the controversial part. Dennis, you let me know what you think about
Go ahead.
this.
Go ahead.
All right. Okay.
What was the
So
question?
at the end of the movie, after Joe's gig, he goes back to his apartment, right? He finds all that stuff in his pocket that 22 found enjoyable in life, right? So he sets all that stuff down on the piano. And then he starts playing the piano, he starts making up music for all these pieces. And to me, when I was watching it, that to me was a depressing moment. That to me was life is shit. And I took it away from 22. That's why I feel so bad. I feel so bad because 22 should be enjoying this because she found the smallest things enjoyable. And so now he's depressed, right?
Yeah.
Suddenly,
Yeah.
we find him in heaven. He's looking for 22 because he wants to give 22 back the Earth badge so she can enjoy life and go to Earth. Now, he obviously died after the gig. He died that day at his piano. But the way it came across to me, and I'm sure I'm not the only one who thinks this, is he committed suicide. Because how did he get to heaven? Even if he had a heart attack, right? You can't just give yourself a heart attack. He wanted to die. He wanted to go find 22. So, in my theory, I think he committed suicide. And that's why the Jerry gave him a second chance when he was going back up to heaven after finding 22 and giving her a badge and convincing her to go to Earth and try life. Jerry gave Joe a second chance. So, in my mind, Joe popped pills, went to heaven, and was given a second chance, and the pills didn't work. He kind of got out of it. Because if not, if he would have went to heaven, eventually someone would have came looking for Joe at his apartment and found him dead at the piano. I don't know how they would have found him. Pills in his mouth, slit wrist. I have no idea. But in my opinion, he committed suicide. What do you think? You saw that scene. You know what I'm talking about, right?
I mean, the part in the end
It's
is definitely,
plausible anyway.
yeah, it's definitely depressing. But I think the suicide part, I don't know about that one. I mean, that's you made that up, right?
No, you didn't see that. You didn't. How else did he get to heaven? I mean, they explain it in the movie by saying he was in the zone, and that's how he got back to go see that guy. I forget his name now.
Well,
The
I
hippie
think that was
dude
the confusing part because he went back and forth between life and
and death,
afterlife, or whatever that called the next level is.
right? So how did he get there? And don't tell me he was in the zone, because even if he's in the zone by playing the music so much that he left his spiritual being left his body. But say he went to heaven after he was in the zone. So after he was in the zone and they found his body, he died. Somebody would have found his corpse. So how did he get in the zone?
Through music.
Well, I guess Jimi
All
Hendrix
Through the
got
right,
in
you
the
know
flow.
what?
zone. Elvis got in the zone. Kurt
This is
Cobain got in the zone.
nonsense. There's no suicide
What's
in
her
the
name?
movie.
What's her
Oh
name?
man.
What's her name? Janis Joplin got in the zone. They were all in the zone, man. All of them. Oh, uh, Chester wasn't is it Beddington? He got in the zone. Chris Cornell got in the zone. I guess they were all in the zone.
I feel like at some point he lost his
His will.
he lost, yeah, he it seems like he lost whatever he was living for. You know what I mean? Like,
Absolutely. Because he
and
was
if
depressed that he took 22's chance away.
that's true too.
Yeah, so There you go. I mean, it's
I'm not
plausible.
sure you saw the
I'm not saying
same.
that's what
I'm not
happened.
sure. I'm
But I'm
not
not
sure
saying that's
you
what
saw.
happened. I'm just saying it's
But
plausible.
you didn't see the same ending as everyone else. The
What are
end
you
of the
talking
movie,
about?
he finds 22, the lost soul. Then he delivers 22 to Earth himself, and
He
then
doesn't
his
because he
soul.
can't get
Yes,
there. He can't get there. He even
listen.
tells her, "I can't go with you the whole
No,
way."
he doesn't go with her the whole way. Maybe he lets her hand go, and she goes all to Earth,
But
and he
before
gets
they
sucked back
jump,
in.
she even tells him, "Hey, you
Are
can't
you
go all
not
the
listening?
way."
Listen. And then Jerry tells him, how are you going to spend the rest of your life? And he's like, what do you mean? And then she opens the portal and shows Earth and go, you can go back. And he goes back. And that's when he steps out the front door of his house. That's when the credits roll. There's no suicide in the movie.
You are missing a point. You're missing a part where after he jumps and he goes back up because he can't go to Earth, right? He's back on that conveyor belt that's going to heaven. And when he's on that conveyor belt, Jerry shows up and says, "Hey, we love what you did with 22. You convinced her to go to Earth. We're giving you a second chance." That's what Jerry tells him. And he goes, "We took care of it." Oh, I forgot the other guy's name. Rhymes with Jerry. Whatever it is. The guy who
They're all
counts,
Jerry.
the accountant. What is it? Terry or
So-
something? I don't know.
I said they're all Jerry's.
Well, and then they
their
go,
name is all Jerry.
and go, "Oh, we worked it out with him." And all they did was trick him by flipping the abacus so that his soul was counted. Now there's that extra soul in heaven that's supposed to be there. It wasn't until then that she said, "We're giving you a second chance." Then he comes out of his apartment. And it could have been the next day, it could have been that evening, but he still comes out of his apartment. He's alive, he's well. But it doesn't mean he didn't wake up from trying to kill himself. That's my theory.
I was
Why are
like,
you laughing, Dennis?
wait, no, because like I feel like I missed out some parts of the movie that you're talking
No, you
about.
go back and you watch that scene and you'll see what I'm
gonna watch
talking
it.
about.
I'm gonna have to watch it again.
You
I'm gonna have to
are.
watch. Yeah, I will.
Well, not the whole movie. You can just start from the part where he does the gig and he leaves the gig and gets home. But that part is depressing. That part of the movie depressed the shit out of me. Because I could see it. I could see it in him. He's like, "Oh, look at all these things. They were so simple. 22 found so much joy in all this simple." And so that's why he was depressed. You know, I mean, he even wanted, acceptance from his mom. He didn't even think his mom accepted him until he told her, "Hey, this is my purpose." So that's my take. Take it or leave it. I mean, it's plausible. Let's just say it's plausible. I mean, it didn't. I'm sure the writers didn't go, "Hey, let's write a suicide into this," or "Hey, they're gonna kill themselves." But
all right, listen. I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna tell you what happened on that scene. Okay.
Yes,
Real
tell me what
quick.
happened in the scene.
Oh, man, you
I
are
know.
just
Captain. I
horrible.
know everything. Captain.
When he's playing the
nothing's ever
piano,
wrong when I
okay,
talk.
and then all of a sudden it turns blue, and he's end up on that pirate ship. What that means, he went back to that crazy guy in the corner that did whatever it is they had to do, so he can get back onto the pirate ship, so he can go get 22. And then all that means is his soul left his body. Is that he didn't kill himself? He just left. No, he didn't commit suicide. He used the pirate ship to go back to find 22.
Okay,
when he found 22,
I get that.
He took 22 back to Earth, and that's when Jerry said, "We saw what you did when you basically used the crazy guy in the corner to get back here. So here, you can go back now. Thanks for doing that 22."
No. Okay, I get that.
There you go.
I get
no,
all
you don't
of
get
that.
it. You don't get it.
No, I do get it. But what if Jerry didn't show up on the conveyor belt?
But
what
Jerry
if Jerry
did
never
show up on the conveyor belt.
Stop. Let me finish.
Oh my
what if
God.
Jerry never showed up?
Now you're changing this movie, Now you're just changing the movie.
Listen, no, I'm not. What if Jerry never shows up? What if Jerry never shows up and he goes up to heaven?
Retarded.
What happens to his body then? What happens to his body then? Tell me. He has no soul, so what happens to his body?
You guys ever seen Bob's Burgers?
You're not answering the question, man. I asked you a question. If Jerry doesn't show up, he stays on the conveyor belt, he goes to heaven, his soul is gone. What happens to his body on Earth, even though he went in the zone?
Who cares about what happens to his body? He's dead then.
No, he's dead. That's right.
But he's not dead by suicide. He's dead because he did the whole... Yeah, I do know that. You know how I know that? Because that's how the story plays out. When he's on the pirate ship, it means he used that stupid way to get onto the pirate ship. Does that make sense?
And how did he get
whatever that voodoo stuff is?
Did he give himself a heart attack? Did he give himself cancer?
The same way he got the same way the first time.
His breath?
Remember the first time when they got on the pirates? Or that
he
guy
was
helped him?
Dead. He was dead.
But he's not dead by suicide, right? He's
No,
dead.
it doesn't matter. He was dead. That's the point. He was dead.
My goodness.
He couldn't have gotten there unless he was dead.
But
And the
that's
only
not
reason he
your
was in the
point.
hospital.
Your point is that he committed suicide.
That's not my point. I'm just saying it's plausible. That
Well,
he
I mean,
committed
was-
No,
suicide.
was
it's not
was
plausible.
he
that
really
he-
It is
dead, though?
plausible.
Was he really
Absolutely
dead, though?
plausible. What's that?
Was he really
didn't-
dead though? Because
Well-
he was in the hospital, right? The first time he was
Right.
lying there, he was still hooked up to the monitor.
Yeah, he should have been on life support because that not Jerry. I can't remember that dude's name, the accountant.
He wasn't in life
Harry,
support
it's
because he just
Harry.
woke up.
Jerry. That's it.
No, Terry.
Terry.
Oh,
Terry.
my God.
Right. But remember, he was supposed to be dead, and that's why they couldn't find his body. They had to go looking for it. And they found it in the hospital. He should have been on life support, and that's how he got back.
Well, that's the thing. Like, if he was dead, right, he wouldn't be lying on that bed.
Okay, he's not dead until he
Hooked
goes
up.
into the great beyond. Okay, so when you're on the escalator, you're not dead yet. You have to go to the great beyond. That's why he's on the hospital with the little machines, bleep, 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 hooked up to him, and he could be in a coma,
Well, that's the
whatever
thing.
it is.
What's the thing? He wasn't dead.
He's not dead.
Was it
You're not
coma?
dead
Yeah, it could be
until
on
you
life
actually
support.
go
Could be in
to
a
the
coma.
great beyond.
Okay.
So the point being is he didn't commit suicide. He
It's
used
plausible.
whatever it was with the crazy guy on the corner to help him
It's
get on with the
plausible.
pirate boat. There's no suicide in the movie. It's not
I'm
plausible.
not saying there is. I'm just
You
saying it's
did.
plausible.
You're saying it. That's what your
No, no,
argument
no.
is. Your argument
But
is suicide.
no, my argument is that
Your
it's
argument is suicide.
plausible. My argument is that
Oh.
it's plausible.
But so that's your argument though, that it's suicide. That suicide took place in the movie.
It's plausible that it is. Yes.
It's not. It's not.
Man, you are not putting two and two together.
Listen, he doesn't commit suicide to get 22 back to Earth. He's going back to that guy to see if he can find 22.
Okay, I get that.
Okay, he doesn't
didn't
want to
physically-
actually-
But he didn't physically get up and go to the corner to go look for that guy.
He doesn't want. Okay, of course you don't
Okay.
see that part. All you see is the magical blue thing when he's playing the piano. What that means is he found that person. You put two and two together. Oh, he's on the pirate ship. You must have found the crazy guy in
Okay,
the
so
corner.
if you put two and two together and Jerry doesn't give him a second chance, he goes to the great beyond.
Okay, but that's not
Right?
the
He goes to the
point.
great beyond.
That's still not the point. He died because
It is the
of a
point.
mishap
How does
of the
but
guy
if
on the
he goes to the
pirate
great
ship.
beyond, he dies.
But,
right?
That's not the point. Your point is he committed suicide. What I'm trying to say is he didn't physically hurt himself to go find Jerry. That's what I'm trying to say. It clearly, you can tell by the story, he clearly went and found Mr. Pirate Ship guy to try to find Jerry. That's what he does. He doesn't then it goes and kills himself. He knows he has more to offer.
No, you don't
That's-
necessarily have to physically hurt yourself. You pop a couple pills, you're not hurting anybody.
That's not what I'm trying to say. He's not physically trying to take his own life. Does that make sense? He's not trying to take his own life. You turn this into a morbid movie.
Because it
okay?
is
I'm-
morbid.
That's surprised
It's
you ever
super
wrote
morbid.
Disney on Twitter and said, "Can you change the title to suicide because I put these facts all together and I think it's suicide. So if we could just do that, that'd be fine, man." You're the worst. What, Dennis? What is your final take?
Well, the thing is, if he was dead, right? He wouldn't be sitting in that. He wouldn't be lying on that bed.
We're past that part.
He-
We're
he
past
went-
that part.
Yeah, we're
He
past
went-
that shit.
No, but I mean, he went in
Well,
and
that's
out
what I'm
of-
saying. When
he-
you're on
he
the
went
conveyor belt,
in and out of unconsciousness.
well, because when
multiple
you're
times.
when you're on the conveyor belt to the great beyond, you're not dead yet. That makes sense. You're only dead when you go into the great beyond. That's what it is. So like if you were to die, you'd probably be sitting in a room and like, "Hey, Dennis, what's up?" And then you see yourself in the
Hold
hospital,
on.
like, "I'm
Wait a
still
second.
there though." Anyway, let's take a break. We'll be
Wait,
right back.
Wait,
here
wait,
on
wait, wait,
Nerds-
wait.
This guy.
Real
Here we
quick.
go.
what Dennis said,
Suicide.
He was not
prevention
dead
hotline
when he
is
was in the
1-800.
right? But if he would have gone to the great beyond, he would have died on that hospital bed.
Yeah, that's
Yes
what I
or
said
no?
already.
Yes or
I
no?
already said that.
But
That's what I
I
already
didn't hear
said.
it. My headphones gave out, so I had to
I
switch
said
headphones.
See-
that if you're on the conveyor belt, you're still alive on Earth. Your body's still alive until you get to the great beyond. That's what I'm
Right,
trying to
but he
explain.
wasn't. He was supposed to go to the great beyond. That's why
Oh,
Terry
man,
was looking for him.
That's not okay. Listen,
Half
I'm
the
gonna
movie
explain it
was
to you.
Terry
Okay.
looking for him because he was gone. He
Listen,
couldn't find him.
This is okay. You're that's obvious in the movie. That's not the point you're trying to make. You made this whole hubbub for the last 5 minutes about suicide. There's a difference between
About the
what movie.
plausibility of it being
It's-
in the movie.
No, there is no suicide in the movie.
All right.
Okay,
So
Black Lives
was-
Matter.
was-
Anyway,
was he
boom,
in
boom.
afterlife or not? Was he in afterlife or not? Is the question.
Yes. Well, the
He never made it
afterlife
to the great
is
beyond.
The,
He
is
never
the
made it
great
to the great
beyond.
beyond.
He never made it to the great beyond.
So was he not dead?
He was
then?
not dead.
He was comatose or
He
something.
never actually died in the movie. The only part that bothered me in
No,
the
but
movie.
he went into comatose and back, comatose and back.
That's exactly right. So you're right. Yeah.
Like that didn't. It doesn't make sense.
Well,
Like,
no,
I
the
feel
part
like he was.
that
He was kind of like unconscious. He was unconscious, right?
Yeah,
He,
the
he
part-
fell
the
off
part-
the train.
that bothered me was the fact that he fell down the manhole and died. Okay, which means he must have
Boom.
slammed his head pretty, right? So and there's no family that knew this. Did you notice that his mother didn't know he was in the
Right.
hospital?
How do they not? Yeah, he wasn't like a John Doe in the hospital. How do
Nobody
they
knew
not know?
anything about
Everything
him.
transpired in the same day. He was
Everything
able to,
happened in like
he
30
was
minutes.
able to go to his, to his musical.
Exactly.
Right. It was a 24-hour movie, basically. Everything happened in 24 hours.
Not even 24 hours.
Well, that's true.
Get,
It's
get to
less,
be there by
right.
6 o'clock. And he got out of work
That's
at
right,
like
because
3
he
o'clock.
auditioned in the He auditioned in the morning, right?
He was able to go to his
Yeah.
mom, fix up his suit.
He had
He did a
of
lot in a
time.
day, man. That
Yeah,
guy did a
exactly.
lot.
Nobody told
Man.
him. Nobody told his mom that he fell down the manhole and went into a coma, was in the hospital. Nobody told anything.
I wish I had that much time to be
To
able
do all
to
that
mingle,
stuff.
to be able to mingle in the fields of souls,
Right?
play with the kids, go back, hang out with the kitten or
That
the cat.
that was one of the flaws of the movie that when I finished watching it was, man, he got a lot done in a 3-hour span, and nobody informed his family that this happened to him, and
And
so
he came up
forth.
missing. He left the hospital. Somebody must have checked him out, but if not, they think he's missing.
And that's
right?
another thing. I mean, that the
But-
movie has those type of flaws, but it doesn't have suicide.
But
All right,
the
let's
other
take a
thing
break
too.
here.
The other thing
Oh,
too
here
is
we
when
go.
he came out of the cab, or when that lady came out of the cab and saw him in a gown, the hospital gown,
Yes.
and then he lost the gig. How hard is it to say, dude, I fell down a manhole. I just got out of the hospital. I was a little disoriented. I'll be at the gig.
But
how hard is-
remember, 22 is in his body at that point.
right? But the cat could have. I mean, because they tried to
I
call
understand.
the guy, right? And the guy called him. at the
I get it,
apartment.
but 22 had no clue how to really respond to anything. I mean, when you
Let's
that
take
part
a
you're talking
break.
about
This shit is hurting my head.
the part you're talking about the little girl and 22 talking to her. Remember, what's his name? The main character Joe doesn't even hear any of that.
He was at
so-
the door though. He was listening.
No, I know, but he's still just trying to get 22 inside. Like, get in here. Blah, blah. Like he's
Oh.
more ramped up on that and the suit and everything. So that's why that's the part that 22 recognized. Like, oh my God, it's way more to this being, having an actual life on Earth than just the bullshit I thought it was and pizza. Anyway, I like
know.
pizza.
So if Joe would just kill himself, I could come back.
Oh shit, this guy in the
Joe's got my
suicide.
Earth badge.
Wait, maybe he had a heart attack because of eating too much pizza.
Maybe.
You guys are just. Anyway, there's Soul, aka Suicide, on Disney Plus. Check it out.